Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of rawradianthealth.com, and I'm Natasha St. Michael, and thank you so much for joining me. Today's topic is going to be about how to gain weight on a raw food diet. Over the past week, I've received one email after another specifically asking me about gaining weight on a raw food diet. That, and also we just completed the 10-day juice fasting program, and I had quite a few people actually that joined it that didn't need to lose weight. They were just doing it to do a little bit of a detox, and they were underweight to begin with, that they wanted to do a New Year's cleanse, but at the same time they were not interested in losing weight. And so a lot of questions came up with that as well, as to how to maintain weight and even gain some healthier weight. And I actually have a lot of experience with this, because all through my 20s and my early 30s, I was actually about 10 to 15 pounds underweight. And the reason why I had that issue was because I had allergy to wheat and to dairy products, and I wasn't absorbing nutrition. I was running to the bathroom 20 times a day for too long, and therefore I was also on a junk food diet throughout my 20s, and drinking a lot of coffee, smoking the cigarettes, just having a lot of stimulants that, my body was just always so revved up, and my metabolism was just very high, that I was just burning through everything, not absorbing the nutrition, feeling really sick, and just having a lot of issues. And so until I got into a raw food diet, once I started eating raw foods and really taking care of my nutrition, then I started gaining the weight that I needed. In the beginning, I lost a few pounds, because you just naturally, when you're getting off of foods that cause inflammation and that are full of sugar and toxic junk, once you get off that food, anyone is going to lose a little bit of weight. But it's for those that need to lose the weight stays off. And for those that are underweight and they start losing a bit once they get onto raw foods or even just cooked whole foods, the weight does come back on. If you need the weight, it will come back on, as long as you are eating a well-rounded diet and really taking care of what you're eating and conscious of how your body is reacting to the food and how you're preparing it to ensure that you're getting the most nutrition out of it. Because normally someone that's underweight is either dealing with an issue that their body is not absorbing the nutrition, that they're not eating enough, that could possibly be it, and that there might be some sort of food allergy or thyroid issue, okay? And so usually those are the 4 reasons why people are not able to maintain their weight and have a very difficult time. And unfortunately, I hear this a lot, that a lot of people that are dealing with being underweight is that they go towards eating junk food. I did it for years. And it's funny, because I believe there's 2 reasons for that, okay? And the first one is because they feel that if they eat the junk food, it's got enough calories to sustain them, that at least, if they're not going to gain weight, at least they'll maintain their weight. The second reason why a lot of times people that are underweight go towards a lot of junk food is because they actually don't have proper energy reserves, okay? That they're dependent on processed sugars and caffeine and other junk foods to stimulate them, to rev up their adrenals and their hormones in order to be able to function, to move around, and to have some energy. The energy is not coming from their own body, it's coming from the stimulants in the food. Okay, and that's why you see a lot of skinny people drinking their Coca-Cola and all that stuff, because they've already depleted their adrenals and they're just relying on food substances to keep them going. Okay, and you want to put your foot down to that. Okay, I did it for years and it wiped me out. Okay, and it causes other issues. Okay, and that's why I had many different types of illnesses and hormone imbalances, all that kind of stuff, because it's coming from my body not being able to absorb the nutrition and being fed the proper things to be able to sustain itself, that it starts relying on other things and you're wiping out all the good stuff, and it just becomes a big mess. So the main thing is that anyone I think it's great that people want to get onto raw foods and whole foods and start taking care of themselves, because you can get your body back into a balance and into a healthy situation where your body just intuitively knows what it needs, how much it needs, when it needs it, and in order to be at a healthy equilibrium, because that's what you want, is balance in your life, that you're just healthy, you're the perfect weight, you're at the perfect health, you're at the perfect energy, you're just perfect. Okay, so we want to get you at perfection. And how you would do it with getting onto a raw food diet if you're underweight, I would suggest taking it slow. Okay, get yourself off of any kind of stimulants like the coffee, the colas, sodas, and all the processed sugar. And I would replace all that stuff with eating a lot of fruit, getting into eating a lot of vegetables, things like that. Now, as you know, with raw foods, it's just a matter of eating fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. But an issue, since someone is underweight and they might not be absorbing the nutrition at first, is to first get them off of the stimulants and get off of any kind of allergenic food. You want to get off of the dairy, and you want to get off of any kind of wheat product. And you want to replace that with fresh, whole foods, okay? Even if it means eating cooked foods, eating some cooked quinoa, some millet, some brown rice, amaranth, buckwheat, those kind of things. They're not allergenic, okay? And so you can replace, you know, the processed food with the wholesome food, okay? Whether it's cooked or raw, get into that, okay? And the one thing that you can do to monitor if you're absorbing the nutrition or not is, I mean, you can just tell when you go to the bathroom. If things look like they've been broken down and processed through your body, then you know that you're absorbing the nutrition. But if you're noticing that you're eating something and a few hours later you're releasing it, okay, and it's not broken down, then you know that your digestive system's not working properly. It's, you know, transit time of eating something and letting it go through your colon and pooping it out should be about 18 to 24 hours, okay? If it's 12 hours, it's going too fast. And if it's coming out of you and you can actually identify everything in it, then you should start blending your food, okay? Because that's going to break everything down before you even bring it into your body. It'll be easier to break down even more, and it's easier to absorb the nutrition. So get into having smoothies, blended soups, and green juices. Green juices are fantastic, okay, because that too, it's just giving you the full-on nutrition you need without having to put any energy or effort into digesting it. Another suggestion is exercise, okay, because I know a lot of times, I know from my own experience, when I was underweight, I never had much of an appetite, you know, but I exercised, and I exercised in order to gain weight, okay? Funny as that might sound, that's how it works for me, okay? When I don't exercise, I start losing weight because I lose my appetite. And I would always exercise every day in order to stimulate appetite to eat even more, okay? So this helps the people that need to gain weight start exercising. Most importantly is resistance training. That means getting weights or doing yoga or Pilates. Get into weight and resistant training exercises because you need to build your bones. You don't only build your bones from what you eat, you build it from resistance training, okay? So it's really important to get into lifting weights, things like that, to develop a strong frame, okay? That your bones are strong, you're developing muscles, things like that. We don't want you to gain fat. We want you to gain a healthy, strong body, okay? And back to the minerals, you want to start building up your bones. So it's super important to get in sea vegetables, okay, like dulse and nori and kelp. These things are full of minerals, okay, and greens, green juices, green salads. Make sure to have 2 pounds greens a day. That means 2 heads of lettuce or 2 bunches of kale. Whatever you can get in, get the greens in, get the sprouts in, get the proteins in from hemp seeds and chia seeds, things like that. That's also going to build up your body because we want healthy body building up. Okay, so those are my suggestions for gaining weight. You can do it. One thing I do want to mention, because I did receive an email asking me to put together a coaching group for gaining weight. If you're interested in joining, just send me an email, okay, at info@rawradianthealth.com. Okay? Thank you so much, you guys. Have a fabulous, fabulous day, and I'm going to see you tomorrow. Bye.